Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Kat. I am the Nurse Flipper. If this is your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you coming to hang out with me. So today is going to be a what sold on eBay video. I'm also going to show you a $130 Poshmark sale, about $50 in Facebook Marketplace sales, and $40 on Mercari. Oh, and there was one big sale that came off of Facebook, but they paid directly through PayPal that was over $250. So let's take a look. All right, so over on eBay, we actually have about $1,250 going out. I did not think it was going to be that much. I thought it would be lower, but I did put an item on auction that I will show you guys, and I'll also go over why I put this item on auction. And then we had a couple really good sales just come through today at the last minute that kind of saved us. So let's start off first. This is a vintage lamp, and I know it is vintage because of the cord. So it's a really neat carved wood pelican, and I got this, it's got so much dust, got this in an online auction, and I will take this off to ship it. Somehow I will figure that out. So when we ship lamps, which is not very often, thank goodness, we do take that off. So it will be sent with it, but that will make the box shorter that this needs to go in, and it does have a felt bottom. So that vintage pelican lamp was listed for about 6 months, and it sold for $109.99 plus shipping to buyers, $151.61 all in. I paid $20 for that lamp on auction, and I myself love nautical themed decor, so it definitely catches my eye when I am looking at auctions, and I took a chance on that. But I think you should take chances sometimes if you can keyword it. Like I put vintage carved nautical beach pelican lamp, and it sold. It did take 6 months, but it sold. Up next, this is a Ninjago. This is from the Lego movie. Did get that at a Goodwill. I paid $1.16 for it. Sold for $23.99 plus international shipping. The buyer is $48.99 all in. A lot of plush sells overseas. I am not sure really why. Maybe that stuff isn't available, but this one sold in less than a month. Up next, this is a Oneida. This is a cool like waffle cone design. I did sell some of there were like ice cream cups for this, and I bought the whole set at my local thrift store for I think $6.99, and these 4 plates sold for $26.36. I'm less than $4 in. The buyer is $40.10 in with shipping. Up next is my one Poshmark sale. So I sold these Nike Dunks, and you can see I paid $50 for these. I got these at my little Belts outlet in my town, and if I don't go there often. If I did, I probably could find more stuff like this. These took about, I would say, 4 to 5 months to sell, and I think that's because they are size 6, so they are smaller, or they're 8.5, sorry. They're size 8.5, and with Nikes, that number you see in there, you can just look up the number on the Nikes and find comps pretty easy. These sold really well, but 8.5 is pretty small for a men's size. So I had them at $150. Somebody sent me an offer for $130 over on Poshmark. I accepted, and I'll still make about a $50 profit on these after. You guys will see I will occasionally try different stuff because I like to have a good variety in learning new stuff. And if one of the ways you source isn't working anymore, you can find a different way. Up next, this is a Super Bowl pennant. It is AFC versus NFC from 1997. It is Green Bay Packers versus the Patriots. And these pennants, we have 12-inch tubes that I bought off of Amazon, and we ship them in the 12-inch tube roll. Next, this is a seahorse, so it's big, as you can see. It is 25 inches tall, so a little over 2 feet. It does have the crackle there. I do not think that this is vintage. I did put large seahorse sculpture crackle paint finish, and this I actually got the same auction that I bought the pelican lamp at. I paid less than $5 for this, and it sold for $65.99 plus shipping. The buyer's $93.84 all in on this. Up next, these are some Brooks running shoes, and my mom actually got these for my nephew because we thought he might like them. He did not. They are size 11, and they're in pretty good condition. If you see, I do not spend the time to clean shoes. I will not lie. That's why I don't do a lot of shoes, and I don't find very many. But we got these at a Salvation Army down in South Florida, and we paid, I want to say, about $10 for them. They sold for $35.99 plus shipping. They are going international, and the buyer is $65.99 all in on those. Next, this is a vintage bottle of perfume. So if you see there, the leopard, and let's see if I can get it in here for you guys. This is Beverly Hills. Oh, there you go. This is a Gail Heyman. I paid $5 for this little guy at the local flea market. It sold in about 4 months for $89.99. The buyer's $102.61 all in on this little bottle of perfume. So if you see vintage perfumes, definitely check them out, look them up, because even if they're not full, a lot of them are worth a lot of money. And I know eBay has kind of cracked down on selling like partial perfumes, but if you list them as collectible, you should still be able to sell them. Up next, Super Bowl champions, Tampa Bay. This is from, I don't know what year, the 37th Super Bowl. I paid $1 for this hat, and it sold for $17 plus international shipping. So we have quite a few international orders going out. This one is on an auto tag, just where you guys can see. And this one sold in total for $34. I only paid $1 for it though. I thought the Super Bowl was last Sunday. It's this Sunday. So I'm off this Sunday, and we're going to go to a big market, and hopefully I'll get some footage for you guys, because I saw a video from Antique Nomad George, and it looked like some awesome stuff there. So up next, this is a vintage fossil belt, and I bought a whole box of belts for like $5 for over 20 belts. So I am pennies into this. Sold for $23.99 plus shipping. The buyer's $31.09 all in. So if you see fossil belts, definitely pick them up if they're cheap. Up next is one of Brad's Pokemon cards. This one is Nicodine. It is in the plastic sleeve. He put it up on auction. It sold for $25 plus shipping. The buyer's $29 all in. So he bought a big lot of them. He did send a lot off to be graded, so we are hoping that some of them will be really high selling, but in the meantime we're selling what did not get graded for some money to go back towards paying for the lot. Up next is this Delft blue cow creamer. You can see it's got the windmill on it. It is marked Delft blue, made in Holland, hand painted. The gold is faded here, and I did show that, and this was in one of my auction lots. I'm only a few dollars in, and the Delft blue has actually been doing really well for us, and I will show you some more that sold actually over on Facebook. But this cow creamer, which we are less than a couple bucks in, sold for $15 plus shipping. The buyer's $24.98 all in on that. I did have another cow creamer that sold that was apple pattern. Some of the cow creamers do very well, but a lot of them do not. So if you find cow creamers, I would comp them out for whatever pattern or maker they are on. Up next, this was another Goodwill find from my Goodwill haul. This is a little Winnie the Pooh like lovey blanket, and I did wash this one because it had some stains on it and came out very well. And it does have the little honey pot there. Paid $1. It sold for $17.99 plus shipping. The buyer is $23.45 all in, and it sold less than a month. So a lot of these little lovey blankets can sell for good money. Not necessarily even Disney ones. There are some brands that people collect the little blankets. Up next, a vintage scarf, which we haven't sold many scarves lately, but I haven't listed any new ones, which is probably why. So these that are selling are a little longer tailed. This one is a Sasha 100% silk. And I am less than $1 in. This one sold for $17.99 plus shipping. The buyer is $23.27 all in on the little scarf. Next, another one of Brad's Pokemon cards. This one is Magneton. Not even going to pretend like I know anything about these things. Me and cards do not get along very well, but Brad is researching and buying them, and I'm okay with that. Up next, and me and this buyer kind of went round and round. This is an Izod golf skirt. It is a size 4, which is smaller, and the smaller sizes are hard to sell. So this one I paid less than 50 cents. Wanted to get like 10 bucks, but that didn't happen. However, this one has a stain, if you see there. And I did disclose that. I did put please read. Do have the matching shirt to this. The buyer didn't sell. We went back and forth. I finally accepted an offer of $8 plus shipping. The buyer's $13.55 all in. Had it a few months, so I just let it go. I will show you our highest sale going out today, and this was an auction. I will show you, and then we will talk about why I put it on auction. If you ever see anything like this, this is Kangen water. This is Lurlec R. I did turn this on. I did make sure it powered up. I made sure that it went through the different modes, and it did. Pick that up at a garage sale. So it was the last garage sale we went to of the day, and I saw that and I comped it. And this guy had comps on almost everything else in his garage, printed out from eBay, but he didn't have it printed out on that. And I saw that. I looked it up and saw the average sales price is actually about $999. Some of them do sell for higher. And he had $40 on it. I had like $38 left in cash for the day. And we were nowhere near an ATM or a bank. So I just kept looking. And then he said, oh, well, it's the last day, so everything is 50% off. And I'm like, everything including this water filter? And he said yes. So I also got a TV VCR DVD combo, and I ended up like $3 short. I counted change. I got really close. I was like $1 away, and he took it. But I have had that listed for about 6 months, and the average sales price is over $1,000, and I was kind of torn. So how this happened is another seller accidentally purchased that from me, and they're like, no, I didn't mean to do that. They canceled it. So I went and looked at their store. Well, they had the exact same one up on auction, and I'm thinking they somehow hit buy now on mine when they were researching theirs to list. So I watched that auction, and it went to $400. And my thinking on this, and this is why I did an auction on it, I've had it for about 4 to 5 months, maybe a little longer. And I do think I could get $1,000, but I don't know when. It might be in a month, it might be in 6 months, it might be in a year. So as you all know, we have the shed. We are having to come up with money to do the electric and the flooring and the insulation. And I said, okay, let me watch this auction, see where it goes. It went to the 400, and I'm like, you know what? I am going to end my buy it now, which was at $999. I'm going to put it up on auction starting at $99 because I paid $20 for it. So really even getting 100 is a great profit, but it went to $405 plus shipping. The buyer's $484 all in. So that one sale will pay for half of the electric in the shed with its profit. So sometimes if you have a higher price item, but you paid really low and you need to get some capital in, doing auction is not a bad thing. You don't want to do an auction on something that doesn't have a demand. I knew I had a lot of watchers on that. There's a lot of interest in that model, and I watched an auction in right before mine. So you definitely want to check and kind of research and see. I know Julian, my co-host, has been running a lot of auctions lately, and he's been doing very well with it. And I believe eBay is kind of pushing auctions up to the top, almost more than promoted. And that's another nice thing about auctions, is you don't have a promoted fee. So that after fees, we will make over a $350 profit, and that's half the electric. So that was definitely a great sale. Up next, another vintage hat. This is Vintage Enbridge. It's a pipeline construction company. I do not believe this has ever been worn, so I just wore it here again. Okay, so paid less than $1 for this in a hat lot. Sold for $10 plus shipping, buyers $15 all in that. Up next, this is a NASA fax book. This actually sold over on Mercari for $8 plus shipping. We are pennies into this. It's just like a little informational brochure. It is from 1969, so it is vintage. There is your date, and we'll make over a $6 profit after fees. Next, over on Mercari are these two pumpkin plates. They are not branded. They're pretty generic, but they sold for $11 plus shipping over on Mercari. These are in a lot with my bright green Rachel Ray dishes. I just had them, so I listed them. So we'll make probably about an $8 profit on them. Next, I'm going to show you a Facebook Marketplace sale. This, they paid me directly through PayPal, but this was bad buy. So these are some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle books, and they are actually autographed by Kevin Eastman, who does some of the graphics. I will show you here. So I paid $35 for a couple of these, and then I paid $60 for this one. I was about $150 in. Somebody messaged me, said they would like all of them on Facebook Marketplace. I had them listed at $325, which I honestly thought I could get more. I did put them up on auction on eBay and got no bids. So I was like, crap, I'm out $150 and I'm not going to be able to get my money. So they messaged me over on Facebook Marketplace, and I told them I would take $250 plus shipping for all of them, and they sent me the PayPal. So I got saved. I don't really know enough about comics to be spending $50 a piece on them. I probably should not have bought them. Dominic, Primetime Treasure Hunter, is great with comics, but he has tons of knowledge. I don't. I might try again, but I'll have to do way more research than I did when I bought these. Next, over on Mercari, a Opal Manta. The Opal Manta is a book, 1973. This is another one like the Camaro book we sold, where it's like the dealership's book with like all the specs and colors and information. So we paid less than $1. This one sold for $9 plus shipping over on Mercari. So the Ephemera is kind of selling all over the place, which is nice, over on Facebook. So we sold this one. This is Count on Cabby. This is little cross stitch pattern book, and this one sold for $5 plus shipping over on Facebook, and there's a 5% fee, so we still make about $4 on it. And then, and this guy collects a lot, and this one is signed, and it is stamped. The stamp kind of looks like a Thunderbird, if you see it there. I couldn't really find any information about what exact potter this was, but the guy that messaged me collects these. I had it at $30. It does have a couple of chips and imperfections there, and I did show that and notate it on the listing, and he told me he would give me 15, and I was like, I just listed it. I would be willing to go down to 20. He said, okay, thank you. And it's been about a week, and he messaged me back and said, I would like to take you up on your $20 offer, and he bought it over on Facebook. This guy has like hundreds of pieces that are just like this, so pretty cool collection to see. Next on Facebook is this basin with a fly rod book. This I have less than $1 in. It sold for $6 plus shipping over on Marketplace. We also on Marketplace sold this Delft blue house. This, if you remember from my haul video, is broke here. The cork is broke off, and this one sold for $15. I actually need to go find the top piece to this because it's not in here. It's probably still in the box, but it sold for $15 plus shipping on Facebook Marketplace. Also sold this little vintage Delft blue windmill. You can see your markings there. And this sold on Facebook Marketplace for $20 plus shipping. So doing very well with the Delft blue because I only paid like 25 or 26 for a whole box full. All right, so I had to run back out and find the top. So this one does come with the top. It's not broke, but the cork broke. So I did notate that in my listing. And I also sold this little Delft blue pitcher that I forgot to grab while I was out there. This one sold over on Mercari for $15 plus shipping. And I feel like I see the Delft blue stuff quite a bit. Normally you can get them pretty cheap. So this one sold and we'll make over a $10 profit on that. And then the last thing on Facebook Marketplace is this Hal Sharp Freshwater Angler's book, and this one sold for $6 plus shipping. We paid $1 for that. I had a couple of really high priced books in that lot, but I did not have all high price, so a lot of them were like $5 and a couple of $10, but one sold for $350. So that is everything. Overall, about $1,500 going out on Monday, which is great. Will get us some more shed progress, and I will throw a little clip of a shed in after this, and I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.